Good Monday morning, good people. So nice to see you. We're starting a little late today, so happy to have all of you with us. What we will do, as we do most Mondays, is 3 cards for the collective for the week ahead, and then individual cards for those who request. We are apparently broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram. So wherever you are, if you would like a card, just get that request in. As you can see, today we are working with Harmonious Tarot. Do you know this deck? So we had our tarot meetup at Panera Bread yesterday. Thank you to everyone who came. I think we had a great time. And one person who came, someone I hadn't seen in a little while, was destashing. And she gave me a bunch of decks and books, among them this. And I remember this deck from like the mid-2000s. Do you have it? Have you seen it? Is it still in print? It's a Lo Scarabeo deck. And it's kind of beautiful. So let's have some fun with it. Let me know if you're familiar with it. And Audrey M., are you taking notes? Harmonious Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. Sort of rhymed. All right. Audrey says, I am. Yay, yay. All right, hang on. Let me just switch one thing here. Okay, good. So 3 cards for the collective for the week ahead. And Audrey gave me these beautiful black and pink beaded fringe earrings. Thank you so much for that, Audrey. All right. Here we go. We're starting out weak. What did I say? Starting out strong. No, we're starting out weak with the Ace of Wands reversed. It is the... It is only weak because of its reversal. If it were upright, we'd like it better, but okay. What's next? 9 of Pentacles. Well, that makes things better. All right. And 6 of Pentacles. Okay. All right. I'm good with this. So it feels like this week we do want to focus on the practical things. We do want to make sure we are helping one another and working in community. And there is that thing, whether or not you celebrate Christmas, there is this concept of the Christmas spirit where miracles happen and we help one another. And I'm sort of seeing the 6 of Pentacles in that regard as well. So the only thing I don't love here is I feel like we've got confidence, we've got community, we've got generosity, we've got some wealth here, like that's all good. But with the Ace of Wands reversed, there is also this sense of, I'm tired, starting out the week, like, could we just have one day off, please? Or I really just am not feeling it. And so it could be about getting into the holiday spirit. It could be about just giving ourselves grace, having the confidence and the generosity to be generous with ourselves, to give ourselves grace if we're not feeling 100% this week. How do these cards resonate for you? Barbie says, the Ace of Wands reversed is lingering from Friday, confirming that I am still over it. Fair. Completely fair. A Revival of Venus says that's a pretty deck. Its energy feels gentle. I agree. All right. So let's get going to the individual readings. I'm going to start over on Instagram real quick with Spunky Funky Me. So good to see you. Here's your Monday card. It's the High Priestess reversed. This week, be careful about you yourself or someone else trying to make you feel guilty, trying to make you feel responsible for things that are not your responsibility. Be willing to resist that and be willing to demand respect and be respectful of yourself. Over to Twitch. Over on Twitch, we have V365. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Well, look at that. This was, as you saw, in the 3-card reading for the collective, but it's also your card for today, for the week. V365, Ace of Wands reversed. So when I see this, I'm very often not sure whether I want to say, take a nap, be easy on yourself, or like do what you have to do to get yourself going. And I think it's going to depend on what are your responsibilities right now? What are your responsibilities this week? If you have the time and the space, a gentler, softer week might be really appropriate for you. If you don't have that, then you don't have the space for that, then you're really going to have to work to raise your energy. And what you're looking to connect with is your inner fire. And Dream It Possible, so good to see you over on Twitch. Would you like a card? Yes, you would. I see your request. Okay, Dream It Possible over on Twitch. Here we go. You get the world. It's all yours. It's all for you. This week, Dream It Possible, think big. Like, I love it when you get cards that correspond with your name. The world, dream it possible. So think big this week. Think in broad terms. Do not get stuck in the minutia. Do not get caught in the weeds and the details. Big, and imagine big things for yourself. Audrey, thank you for doing the research. If anyone wants this deck, it is currently available on Llewellyn's website, which is really saying something because decks that Llewellyn sells, whether it's Llewellyn decks or Lo Scarabeo decks, they often don't stay in print for a long time. So the fact that this is still in print is a great thing. Dream It Possible, you are very welcome. All right, let's get on over to YouTube. Divyan Shamishra, you're first today. Fabulous. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Your card is the 7 of Cups. So, Divyan, this week recognize that you have a lot of potential and a lot of possibilities and a lot of options. Do not be confused or made anxious by this. If you have to make choices, be clear about your choices. But it may be that you just right now want to be in a space of holding space for all the possibilities. And maybe you don't need to know right now, and maybe you don't need to choose right now. Maybe you just need to enjoy the fact that there are options in front of you. Back over to Instagram. We have RKFBE. So good to see you. 10 of Cups reversed. So there may be some family issues. There may be some romantic issues. There may be some things going on that are not to your liking, not the way you would want, specifically in terms of emotions and the people close to you. Do what you need to do this week. If it's about repair, do the repair. If it's about seeing what needs to be seen, do that. If it's about gathering good people around you, do that. All right. Back over to YouTube, Melissa Grosso. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. We really appreciate you. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Starting off your week, Melissa. Oh, aren't you glad you came here this morning? Starting off your week with the Tower. But I want to mention something here that we actually talked about at the meetup at Panera Bread in Palm City yesterday. The idea that the Tower, when we think about the image of the Tower, sometimes it can talk about being freed from something. You think about Rapunzel trapped in her tower. You think about Saint Barbara trapped in her tower. and the idea that something freed them. And the freeing is not necessarily pleasant, but I feel like you have been in this whole process of being released from many towers. And I feel like it's okay to lean into that. It's good. Not easy, not comfortable, but good. All right, Liz Harrison, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years and for using members-only emojis. You also get the 7 of Cups. Liz, this week, recognize that many things can be true and many things can be true at the same time. Be aware of all of the possibilities, but do not get hung up trying to figure out what is what if it's not abundantly clear. Like, what I want to say for you this week, if you need to pay attention to something, it will be clear. Otherwise, if it's fun to think about or play with, do, but don't let it be an issue. Does that make sense? Let me know. Back over to Instagram for a moment. We have DePonte. So good to see you. Here's a card for you. King of Wands reversed. This week, I think it is time to regroup for yourself, specifically where business is concerned, and recognize your leadership and your talent and get into your confidence. It is time to be more confident. Liz Harrison says makes perfect sense. Okay, good. Jeannie Mnuchin, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 4 years and for using members-only emojis. When we look at your week ahead, it's Judgment reversed. And this, to me, says that, the project that you've been working on that opened this weekend, and I think there's more of it to go in some ways, but even if there's not on the schedule, there's more of this. Like, that's what you need to know. You have set some things in motion. It could be this project. I'm sure it is. I think there's other things you may not even be thinking about, or things you have been, that you've set in motion that are going to grow. So this is about recognizing that you have planted some good seeds, and those seeds will grow. All right. Christina R., so good to see you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. We're going to do you, your mother, and your sister. Okay, here we go. Christina. The Knave of Swords. So with this, in my mind, it is kind of all about communication. It is all about how you are pursuing what you want and what you need, and the communication skills that you're using to do that. And this week, I think you still haven't landed where you want to land, but this definitely moves you forward. Okay. Karen, Ace of Pentacles. I feel really good about this for you. It could be something good with work or money, but I think it's really going to affect you physically in a positive way. The idea of some physical healing or physical improvement that will be really, really helpful for you. So we feel good about that. And finally, for Christina's sister, Kim, the Sun. This week, I think you're going to find your happiness, your motivation, and your way forward. It feels good. All right. Smile Soul 20, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 4 years and a moderator. Here's a card for the week ahead. The Tower reversed. So I'm going to say a couple of things here. If there are some things that you're worried about, it's probably not going to be as bad as you think. But if there are some things you're trying to escape from, you may need a different strategy. And speaking of the Tower, Melissa's feedback, love that perspective on the Tower. It is not my least favorite card. Now I want to know, what is your least favorite card? Inquiring minds want to know. Glad to move on from ill-constructed foundations. Damn straight. Absolutely. Over on Instagram, the medium that rocks, Kimmy, also a member on YouTube, and providing fabulous seances in the StaarCon AfterGlow. Can't wait to see what you're going to do on StaarCast. Here we go. All moved in and love my new home. Hallelujah. We are so happy. What do the cards have to say? Well, it's the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So, you've had good fortune. It feels good. Hang on to that. Hang on to that. Life always has its ups and downs, right? And just as we're celebrating something, that's usually it's the time something comes in and, right, pisses in your Cheerios. This is your sign to not let that happen this week. You stay in your positive frame of mind. Let things happen as they do. All is well and all will be well. Melissa, I never loved the Devil nor the Five of Pentacles. I just asked Melissa, which cards do you not prefer? The Devil or the Five of Pentacles? Got it. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Absolutely. Medium that rocks is like, geez. It's always about cycles. And, I think I know who is trying to piss in my Cheerios. Good. And this is where, like when we do any kind of predictive work, this is where a negative prediction can actually be really helpful, right? A heads up is a good thing, and forewarned is forearmed. All right, we're going to do Ren G. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. We're doing you and your kids, Vince and Vea. Here we go. So Ren, you get the King of Pentacles reversed. So there may be some issues with work, money, or leadership. If that's you, like if you're having those issues, do what you have to do to make sure you're strong. If you're dealing with someone else who is having those issues, either figure out how to help or walk away if they're causing issues for you, one way or the other. When we look at your kids, we've got Vince. There's that tower. We're being stalked. Vince, there may be some big changes coming up. There may be some things that on the outset do not feel good, but hang in there because what comes next may clear the way for something better. Vea, the Three of Cups reversed. Make sure, and I'm not trying to make you paranoid, but make sure, please, that the people you call your friends are actually friends. And if they are, spend more time with them. And if they're not, get new friends. All right. TJ in GA, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Cards on the floor. Oh my goodness gracious. Sloppy shuffling indeed. All right, here we go. Recovered. Here we go. TJ in GA for your week ahead. We have the Chariot reversed. And I have a very specific thought on this. This could mean a lot of things. It could be a car issue, a canceled trip. But one thought that I have here is this, whenever you possibly can, is a good week to be more internal than external. A good week to look within and do your contemplation and hold space for yourself. Whether this is about laziness or deep spiritual work, I don't really care. I just feel like you could use some space for you. And for your daughter, TJ, the Three of Wands, there's ways that you're not feeling your success. Either not feeling like you're able to be successful now, not feeling successful now, or not feeling like you will be successful in the future. You must be able to turn this around. It's really important. And if it's like, okay, I'm not successful doing this, so I'm going to do this instead, that's fine. That's fine. But make sure you have a path forward that leads you to success. Jenna Perkins, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member and for using members only emojis. The sun reversed. Jenna, there are some things this week that are not going to make you as happy as you would like to be. Acknowledge, but also still lean into all of the things that are good, because that is the overwhelming thing. Even if the sun has a cloud in front of it, it's still there. Audrey, so good to see you yesterday. Thank you for being there. And thanks for being a member here, and thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for 3 years and for using members only emojis. Here's a card for you. Ouch! 3 of Swords. So, opportunity for healing for this week. It could be about acknowledging things that are hurtful and healing and maybe setting proper boundaries. But this week, I think we have to acknowledge no one is allowed to do this to you. And if this is happening to you through no fault of your own, what can you do to protect, heal, and hold space? All right. Over on Instagram, Panini Kalua, good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right. Panini Kalua. We have the 5 of Wands. This is a week of some conflict. One way or the other, it's going to be important for you to decide what conflict you want to lean into and what conflict you want to avoid. The conflict you want to lean into is what will help you grow creatively. That's the bottom line. What will help you grow creatively? All right. Okay, we just had a little internet hiccup. I can tell you that John has been quite busy trying to smoke those out. We are back for now. We'll see what happens. There's been a lot of activity. And let's see, that all happened right during Panini Kalua's reading. So let me just reiterate for you, Panini Kalua, that was the 5 of Wands. Pick and choose your conflicts and only choose the ones that help you grow. All right, back to Claire C. Claire, thank you so much for being a member for more than 4 years. Here's a card for you. 3 of Wands, upright. We love this. It's a creative card and you're an artist. One way or the other, Claire, this is about your success. And recognize that you are being successful in your life right now, and you have always been successful. So see yourself that way. Candy B, good to see you. We're going to do you and Marlon. Here we go for you, Candy. We have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. So with the 7 of Wands, for you, Candy, I feel like this week you have to be willing to stand up for yourself and stand up for what you believe.